Alright Dodgers Nation, hold on to your World Series rings because what I'm about to unleash is pure, unadulterated chaos. The kind that could shatter the foundations of Major League Baseball. Imagine this. A single leaked rumor, a clandestine meeting in some shadowy executive suite, and suddenly the Los Angeles Dodgers are on the verge of executing the most audacious free agency heist in history. We're talking Bo Bichette and Kyle Tucker, the undisputed top two left-handed dynamos still floating in the market. And every sign screams that the Dodgers have orchestrated this madness to perfection. This isn't just a signing spree, it's a conspiracy-fueled power grab that's got front offices erupting in panic, fans torching social media, and the entire league questioning if the game's even fair anymore. If you're not subscribed yet, smash that bell and lock in, because this breakdown is about to detonate like a grand slam in the bottom of the ninth. You ready? Let's dive into the fire. Let's break this down, folks, step by agonizing step. Because the outrage isn't just simmering, it's boiling over like a pressure cooker about to explode. We've got bombshell updates flooding in from elite insiders like John Morosi of MLB Network and R.J. Anderson of CBS Sports, revealing a free agency landscape that's eerily subdued, almost suspiciously orchestrated. Why the collective meltdown? Because the Dodgers couldn't have engineered this market any better if they had a crystal ball and a team of spies. With whispers of a catastrophic lockout looming in 2027, potentially sidelining baseball until June or even July, leaving fans starving for action. Teams are retreating from those bloated, decade-long contracts that drain coffers. Instead, the buzz is all about short-term, high AAV deals that promise instant gratification without the long-term hangover. And who stands to benefit the most? The Dodgers, of course. People are furious, absolutely apoplectic because this feels rigged, like the house is stacking the deck. How did we arrive at this precipice? Picture the Dodgers front office huddled in secret, grinning as rivals scramble. The tension is palpable. Every day that passes without a blockbuster announcement ratchets up the stakes. Is this the calm before the storm, or the eye of a hurricane that's about to engulf MLB? Let's unpack it layer by layer, and see why fans are ready to riot. First off, we gotta lay the groundwork with the players and teams at the epicenter of this seismic event. Because without context, this is just noise. Enter Bo Bichette, the Toronto Blue Jays' 26-year-old shortstop phenom who turned the 2024 World Series into his personal highlight reel, delivering clutch hits that had the baseball world gasping. This kid's not just talented. He's a generational talent with a flair for the dramatic, honed in the crucible of Toronto's high-pressure environment. Then there's Kyle Tucker, the Houston Astros' 27-year-old outfield assassin, a guy who battled through nagging injuries last season to post numbers that screamed, elite. The Astros built their dynasty around guys like him, steady, powerful, and defensively sound. The Dodgers? Oh, they're the juggernauts, the payroll princes led by the enigmatic Andrew Friedman, the GM who's been quietly reshaping LA's roster like a chess master. This offseason, they've already fortified their bullpen with Edwin Diaz, the market's top closer, but the outfield and infield remain gaping holes. Cody Bellinger's still in play, but insiders are betting he's staying with the Yankees, leaving Bichette and Tucker as the crown jewels. Executives like Friedman are the puppet masters here, pulling strings from behind closed doors, while fans on both sides are torn, ecstatic for the Dodgers, devastated for their teams. Why these guys? Because they're the missing pieces to LA's puzzle, and the background screams destiny. But is it fate or something more sinister? Here's the crazy part, the part that has me whispering, conspiracy, like it's a forbidden word. Because this whole scenario reeks of strategic manipulation on a league-shaking scale. Why is the free agency market so quiet and weird this offseason, you ask? It's not a coincidence, it's a calculated chess move. With the new collective bargaining agreement potentially sparking a lockout that could wipe out half the season, teams are playing it safe, hoarding their war chests for quick-strike deals. The Dodgers are exploiting this like experts, positioning themselves as the only team with the guts and the green to pounce. Sources are dropping hints that Bichette's stock has skyrocketed post-World Series, with teams salivating over his positional versatility, shifting him from shortstop to second or third base to fit their rosters. But who gains the most? The Dodgers, with their locked-in shortstop Gavin Lux and a desperate need for infield firepower. Is this a grand conspiracy, a backroom deal where Friedman tipped off agents to steer clear of long-term offers? You bet it is. Imagine the Dodgers whispering to Bichette's camp, "Go for short-term high AAV, we'll make it worth your while." If they snag both, it's not luck. It's a rigged imbalance that's got rival executives plotting revenge in smoke-filled rooms. The stakes? Total domination. People are furious because this isn't fair play, it's a power play, and the Dodgers are the architects of chaos. Let's draw some lines in the sand and compare this Dodgers drama to past signings and league-wide patterns, because history isn't just repeating, it's screaming at us in neon lights. Remember the Dodgers' blockbuster grab of Freddie Freeman a few years back? That was a bold statement, a seismic shift that turned LA into a powerhouse. But this Bichette Tucker pursuit? It's like a twisted sequel to the Astros sign-stealing scandal, a team bending the rules for an unfair edge, only this time it's the market itself being gamed. Compared to the Giants' 7-year, $182 million deal with Wilson Contreras, Bichette's projected 7-year, $189 million pact, per Anderson, feels inflated, boosted by his youthful edge and those World Series fireworks. Tucker's stats echo reliable studs like Mookie Betts in his prime: power, patience, and defense. League patterns? This mirrors how the Yankees have historically stockpiled talent, but the Dodgers are doing it smarter. Short-term to dodge lockout fallout. Why the outrage? Because in past off-seasons like the 2022 frenzy, teams threw money at long-term deals. Now with uncertainty looming, it's a bait-and-switch. Fans are comparing it to the steroid era, artificial advantages that ruin the game. Is this the new normal or a one-off heist? The comparisons are damning and they raise the question: how long until MLB cracks down on these strategic maneuvers? Now, let's dissect the roster implications, because this isn't about flashy additions. It's about solving the Dodgers' depth chart nightmares in ways that could redefine their dynasty. Positionally, Tucker's a slam dunk for the outfield, where LA's been hemorrhaging opportunities. With Teoscar Hernandez entrenched in right field, Andy Page's postseason struggles fresh in our minds, and rising star Ryan Ward itching for a breakout, Tucker plugs in seamlessly, offering elite defense, power, and that all-important left-handed bat. Bichette? He's the wild card that sparks debate. Keep him at shortstop where he's a wizard, or slide him to second base, shuffling injury-plagued Tommy Edman, a solid but not spectacular utility guy, to center field for a defensive upgrade. This reshuffling creates a dream infield: Lux anchoring short, Bichette at second, and Edman patrolling center with his versatility. Salary-wise, short-term high AAV deals align perfectly with the Dodgers model. No bloated long-term commitments that tie up cap space for future rates. Development concerns? Tucker accelerates young outfielders like Ward, giving them runway. Bichette shores up the infield without blocking prospects like Eddie's Leonard. But the tension builds. If they opt for long-term on either, it could cripple flexibility. People are furious because this fit isn't just good, it's transformative, potentially making the Dodgers unbeatable. Hypothetically, imagine Bichette at second, freeing up moves elsewhere. The implications are staggering: roster balance or imbalance. Alright, time to geek out on the scouting nitty-gritty, because stats are the language of the game, and these guys' numbers tell a tale of triumph and tribulation. Kyle Tucker. Last year, a stellar 377 OBP in 500 at-bats, battling injuries from June onward. 22 homers, 73 RBIs, and just 88 strikeouts. The man's a contact virtuoso with plus defense and sneaky speed. Projections? He's a 5 to 6 WAR beast annually, aging gracefully like a vintage Bordeaux. Weaknesses? That injury history looms, and his strikeout rate could creep up in tougher AL lineups. Bo Bichette, 582 at-bats, 40 walks, 94 RBIs, 18 homers, 91 strikeouts, solid foundation, but his World Series eruption, those game-changing hits and pressure cooker moments, is the intangible that scouts rave about. Strengths: elite bat-to-ball skills, leadership in the clubhouse, and positional adaptability. Weaknesses: shortstop defense isn't Cooperstown caliber. Shifting him could expose vulnerabilities. Projections? 4 to 5 WAR if staying put, dipping if moved. But in high-stakes scenarios, Bichette's the closer, Tucker's the marathon runner. Scouting reports from sources like MLB Pipeline highlight Tucker's consistency versus Bichette's clutch magic. Which one elevates the Dodgers? It's a scouting showdown, and the projections have fans debating endlessly. Oh man, the league-wide reaction is a full-blown inferno, with rival teams and fans erupting in a symphony of rage and envy. Astros faithful are heartbroken, flooding forums with, "Tucker's our guy. Don't let him go." Blue Jays fans are bitter, haunted by Bichette joining the Dodgers who dethroned them in the World Series. Media moguls are labeling it Dodgers favoritism, with GMs from the Padres to the Mets seething in private rants. Why the meltdown? Short-term deals mean the Dodgers can reload like a video game, widening the competitive chasm. Imagine the Yankees, shackled by long-term deals, watching LA flex. Social media's ablaze. This is rigged. MLB needs intervention. The outrage is universal. This could turn the AL West into a Dodgers monopoly, leaving mid-tier teams like the Angels in the dust. Executives are scrambling, fans are boycotting merch, and the conspiracy whispers grow louder. Is this the tipping point for league reform? The reactions are explosive, and they're only fueling the fire. Zooming out to the big picture, this isn't just a Dodgers story, it's a harbinger for MLB's future, with ripples that could reshape seasons, free agency, and the league's very soul. For LA, landing one or both means a World Series repeat is practically guaranteed. Envision 100-plus wins, Shohei Ohtani unleashed, and a dynasty cemented. Free agency? It sets a dangerous precedent, pushing teams toward short-term gambles that starve out competition. League balance? It's obliterated. The Dodgers become the untouchable elite, with conspiracy theorists claiming Friedman's been colluding with agents. A lockout. Their deals keep them agile while others falter. This could birth a new era, high AAV, low years, and the rich dominating. Is MLB doomed to inequality, or will this spark change? The implications are apocalyptic and the questions hang heavy. Alright, Dodgers Nation, we've torn through the layers of this epic conspiracy, from the explosive hook of market manipulation to the league-shaking implications of short-term heists. Is Friedman a visionary or a villain? Will the Dodgers claim Bichette, Tucker, or both? The mysteries linger like fog on a championship night. What do you think, T for Tucker or B for Bichette? Drop your fiery takes in the comments. T if your team outfield beast, B if you're all about the clutch hero. Play GM and spill why. Subscribe for more breakdowns like If This Rocked Your World and share with your squad. This is Dodgers Digest, where the drama never dies. See you next time, and remember, in baseball the shadows always hide the truth. Peace out.